An 81-year-old passenger who had 3 or 4 girlfriends on a ship suffered a heart attack and a stroke and is now stuck in a coma because the doctors have ignored the DNR request. So, hi, I'm Yvonne, your host of Wild Travels. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you again for tuning back into the channel. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That will let you know every time Wild Travels publishes a new video. Well, this 81-year-old passenger is from, Indianapolis, and he was on, the cruise of his lifetime to Europe and unfortunately suffered a heart attack. Now, as the story goes, and the reason I waited on this story, it happened a couple days ago, because I thought, well, maybe there'd be some type of an update. Maybe, things would change with the doctor's decisions. Perhaps maybe the story isn't even really true, but it turns out the story is true. So he's on the cruise, as I said, the cruise of a lifetime. He's a former veteran. And not only was he a veteran, he was also an air traffic controller for 37 years. And he wanted to go to southern Italy because there, he had roots there. And so he takes off for his vacation. And he's, just apparently just the life of the party. And they're saying everybody on the cruise ship wanted to be around him. He ended up having 3 or 4 girlfriends on the ship that's been validated. And then unfortunately, he had the misfortune of having a stroke and a heart attack. And the problem comes in is that this happened in Italy, abroad. And his request, per his daughter, is that the DNR request, and for those of you that do not know what that is, here in the States, it's called DNR. It's a do not resuscitate request, meaning you don't want to be put on machines. If your heart stops beating, they just say, let me just gracefully go. And so that was his request. Well, it turns out in Italy, the doctors there do not honor that. And so he has been stuck in a coma. And so what the family and his daughter have to do now is of course, as I stated many times that I've said to you, the Medivac can cost upwards of $100,000. And so in this case, to Medivac him back to the States, it's going to cost $100,000. The insurance, apparently he did have some type of insurance, but the insurance will only pay $50,000. So she's left, the daughter and the family are now left with an additional chunk of money they've got to come up with in order to get her dad back to the family. And of course, they just want him back. And it just appears, just the haggling back and forth and the stress on the family, to get this individual back. What they'll have to do, unfortunately, even if they are able to come up with the balance of the money, that they're going to have to Medivac him back. And then have him readmitted to the hospital. The doctors have told his daughter and the family that there's no, he's not going to survive. He's not going to, come out of it. And so that's, of course, when they notified them of the DNR option that he had. So again, going back, at this point, they're left with a couple of things, the family. One, come up with the chunk of money, the additional chunk of money, so that he can be Medivac'd back to the States. They will have to readmit him to the hospital. And then at that point, when he's back in the States will honor the DNR. Now, in the meantime, you got to understand, he's in a coma in the hospital. So there's still medical bills that are accumulating, day by day. And so, again, I come to you with these stories. I know I don't want you to think I'm just, being overkill. But you guys have no idea how important it is to sit down with a professional when you are traveling and discuss the needs and the medical needs. Now, some people say, well, $100,000 should have been enough. Well, there are a lot of variables that play into that. Where are you going? Like U.S. and Canada is far more expensive than say some third world country to get medical treatment. And in some third world countries, they may not even have the proper medical staff. And so now you have to be airlifted, which, again, there's a lot of moving parts to medical health insurance. And so again, just keep this family in your prayers that this will all work out. I'm sure they're working on, maybe some type of GoFundMe or something to raise the funds. I don't know, have information on that part, but just wanted to let you know how, a simple set out, was something he always wanted to do. The family is not having any regrets. They said this is what he wanted to do. And so they're good with that part. They just had no idea that, they would be put in this situation, and that, again, when you're going to a country and if you have some special request like a DNR or something of that nature, check the laws in that country before you leave to ensure that your wishes would be honored. Thank you guys again for tuning in. If I get any information, you guys know I will come back and let you know, and just keep this family in their prayers. I can't imagine what they're going through. You guys have a wonderful day. You travel safely, and we will see you next time here on Wild Travels. Bye-bye, everybody.